data-driven culture and decision making to all our participants. If we talk about data-driven culture, it is about replacing decision based on good feeling with the decision by data or fact, right? And the data-driven culture treat data as the main resources for leveraging the insight into every department or every company. But sometimes we found some difficulties and we don't know what information or what the useful insight contained in our data set. So it is clear that we need additional skill, and for me the additional skill are analytical thinking and hands-on skill using some tools or some stuff to help us analyze our data. Here, this program come to play. In this program, we will introduce the step-by-step how to extract the useful insight from our data, and then we will reporting or visualizing the insight in the easy to understand way. And then our second goal is we want to introducing the data automation. We know that data automation is a very crucial part in the era of big data like nowadays. It is because data automation can give us so many benefits. For easy example, the data automation can help us to reducing the time to manually collect the data, analyze the data, and then reporting the data. And actually, all of the process I mentioned before can be automated. So, of course, by reducing the time, we also can reduce the operational cost of our company. So, in this program, we will learn about how to automate the data processing, start with the data collection until the data visualization. Okay, and then the last goal from this event is uh, we want to make our participant be more familiar with the data analytic and data reports. As I mentioned before, we will learn a lot about the data analytics. But the other important things
Indonesia
for us is because all of you are a business leader who join into this program, we also will learn a lot about the data reporting to make you more familiar with the data report provided by your data analytic team or data scientist team in your own company. Okay, next. Let me show you about some interesting things that you can build after you join this program. For example, you can build the person detector and person counter dashboard using Python, and this dashboard can work in real time, and it can stream the video from the CCTV camera directly, and then the deep learning model working in the background person detect will perform the person detecting and count the number of person detected. And then this dashboard will visualize the number of person and then the score probability of the person and also the confidence level of the model during detecting the person. Okay, next. And then the other interesting example is next. Wait a minute. Next. Check. Check. Okay, let me continue. The other example things you can build using Python, for example, you can build the explanatory data analysis dashboard using one of the most popular libraries. It names Streamlight. You can build a dashboard, and the dashboard can collect the data directly from their sources, and then you can perform some analytical like sorting, grouping, and other analytical action directly in that dashboard. Maybe we can wait the PPT check. Okay. Okay. Let me continue my presentation. Uh, I already explained to you about what we what motivate us, and then what interesting things that you can build using Python library. So now let me explain to you about our syllabus and what we will learn about. But before we going to the syllabus, I want to point out a disclaimer, because this program is aiming the business leader in industries. So we will not enter too specific in the technical issue, and we will focus more on developing data analytical skill for our participant. So in for the syllabus, so for our syllabus,
Sorry, Okta, perhaps you can share
yes.
your own screen. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Let me share my own screen. Wait a minute. Can you see this? Uh, Actually, uh, what I mentioned before about the explanatory data analysis dashboard using Streamlit like this, and then uh, let me explain to you about the syllabus we have. In the first week, we will learn about a big data. We will learn so many things about big data. Start by what is big data and how big data processing cycle and others. And then in the second uh, week, we will learn about Python libraries and Pandas library to perform some analytical process. And then after that, in the third week, uh, we will implement what we have been learned in the second week using Pandas, using Python and Pandas. We will uh, perform some analytical exploration. So in this third week, we will using the real world data set, and then we will extract the insight, useful insight from the data set based on some business question about the data, and we try to answer that, and then we will visualize the insight in easy to understand way. And then in the fourth week, we will perform some analytical skill into two different case. They are classification case and time series case. And then in the last week, we will have a capstone project. But in here, I will tell about before we enter the capstone project. Uh, we will divide all participants in some group, and we want to make sure that the skills or programming abilities distribution is equal in every group. So to doing that, before we enter the capstone project, we will assess all of our participants, and then uh, from that we can know the skills or ability each participant, and then we can grouping them using equal distribution. And then also before enter the capstone project, we will introduce about the guide. So all participants in their group can be collaborate with each other easily. Uh, Maybe that's all from me today. Thank you very much for your attention, and uh, thank you very much for joining our event today. Okay, check.
Thank you so much, Okta, for the elaboration. I hope everyone can understand clearly the overview of this program. So, for more information about our certification program, please send email to tarik.azmi@techbros.io. I will attach the email in the chat section. So, now we are going to open several questions for discussion. Does anyone have any question to our trainer or about this program or to Mr. Yudi? If you have any question, please send the question into the chat room. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Normalita. So because one of our speakers unfortunately unable to come today due to certain condition, so I would like to also present to you about details about our programs. Um, one moment, please. Yeah. So actually, our program has purposes that we like to identify the realistic approach to speed up the process of how to become data scientist from beginner to advanced level. So that we are trying to build the AI talent ecosystem builder for the prepare for the future economy. As you are probably already aware that the sexiest job in the 21st century is a data scientist. So we like in Tybros, we like to help you all how to proceed and how to moving forward to become a data scientist. We have a two kind of program. One program is targeted for students or fresh graduate at least. We call it AI fellowship program. So this is a full scholarship training program that provide intensive and fast track training to become a data professional. Here, the prerequisite is not very, how to say, mandatory, like you have to be understand basic Python or you have to understand about Tableau and so on. It's only that you have commitment and willingness and patience to learn about data and to go extra miles, because the program itself, it will go around about 3 months intense. And of course you have to also pass all the selection process, because we provide this fellowship program not for how to say, with the limited participants. Yeah. And this is the syllabus for our AI fellowship program. In the beginning, all participants will try to explain how to do visualize the data, coding, basic machine learning, basic big data tools, business, acumen, legal, and then how to become data professional, how to be a data professional mindset, I mean, and then personal branding, and then we also explain about how to do the resume and interview preparation, meaning we include them for career coaching. And later on, we prepare them for two kind type of data. scientist. One is data engineer, where they can also have the basic data modeling, model deployment, intermediate big data tools, ETL, build and maintain data pipeline, build data analytic products, and introduction to NoSQL. Of course, later on, we'll also introduce them how to introduce about the basic and intermediate data analysis, statistic for data science, intermediate machine learning, and introduction to deep learning. So the transformation is not only about how to prepare the statistic, but you can also how to automate the business decision making. The fellowship program itself, the timeline is we provide 6 weeks for online tests, resume screening, and then interview. And then we provide 5 weeks for fundamental training, essentially like data visualization, coding, basic machine learning, basic big data tools, business and legals. And then the last part is we will try to invite the companies to solve the problem about how to implement data scientists into their program. Into their business, because this will be very beneficial for the participants when they're able to implement and practice their knowledge into a data science using a real use case as a capstone project. And then the opportunity after the program, we will have a project for data scientists or outsource them as part of our Tehbros talent pool, or we can also provide them as a hiring partner as a data scientist. As I know that in Germany, currently we have a lot of opening or vacancy for data scientists, but there is a lack of talents in data science. So we're trying to connecting the dots. Moving forward for the AI for business leader, the one that we are currently trying to launch today. So we started that the program is tailored for the full-blown professional for today and future industries. The program we provide using the real data and business cases from Tehbros that will challenge you to identify deeper insight in order to solve real industry cases. The expected skills gain or improve, let's say business analytics, mid-level management, data and business consultation, corporate planning strategy. So this one we are planning to introduce later on in our program. So hopefully that it can gain new experience for our participants in AI for Business Leader. We are working together now with ICRA as one of our partners. ICRA is currently a successful startup in Indonesia who already popular and known as one of data scientist talent pool provider. In Tehbros, we're trying to introduce and try to create the global AI ecosystem, so we can also give opportunity to people who has willingness or passion to transform their career into a data scientist. The syllabus for AI for business leader that we will try to explain here. Fundamentally, that we're going to try to business analytic and data science, Python for data science, SQL in database and big data, basic statistic and probability. And the second is data processing, how to correlate and regression, exploratory data analysis, data cleansing, data manipulation, and visualization. And then third is analytics modeling, machine learning regression, machine learning classification, machine learning clustering, evaluating model performance, model development with Python, data visualization for business intelligence. And the last one is businesses. We try to define the use case for data project and also try to improve the business soft skill and business acumen. So hopefully that we can introduce to you all, but during the process program, we'll try to accommodate with the capability of participant, either they are capable to take all the syllabus from us, or probably we can just start with something that we can try to accommodate with the participant ability. The registration itself takes 5 weeks, and then the training take 4 weeks, and the final exam 1 day. So we're trying to fit and proper with our participants regarding the data scientists and AI, because we understand that not all understand about how to do programming, about Python and so on, but we'll try to mix and match. For example, later on when we start the program, we'll try to assess our participants and try to divide them into a group. And in that group, we'll try to explain them and train them. Of course, there will be also mentor from the live network, from the industry for data scientists. And from there, we can also how to pair programming and how to debug the capstone project together. And in the end, during the final exam, we'll try to take out the best. And from there, we will also try to make a 100-day data plan, because the most important is that after the training, the participant will able to practice or implement data science into their daily business. Thank you very much for your time, and I give the forum back to you, Normalita. If you have any question, please feel free. We'll try our best to answer the question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Yudi, for the amazing elaboration of our programs. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, someone is asking. Please, Fikri Abdul Hakim.
Okay, good morning everyone. Good morning, Mr. Yudi.
Good morning.
Okay, my name is Fikri Abdul Hakim, and I'm a student of Duisburg Asian University. Currently, I have a startup in Indonesia, and mostly the users do not care about data privacy, data science, and big data. So, from this program, is there any relation between data science or AI and building brand trust of customers? That I mean, is this program is company oriented or user oriented? Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's very good question. Thank you, Fikri. So actually, in this program, we also introduce about legal and GDPR. Of course, that currently when we talk about data, we also talk about the data privacy, and also we talk about data democracy. During the program, we'll try to explain you about the legal and the GDPR, how to process the data and so on. And also, we try to keep the protection of our partner data. For example, there is a company will join with our program, then we can create it the sandbox of the data where the data will not be accessible from outside. So it's going to be um, a Docker or a sandbox, and this one is going to be accessed by the participants. And the later participants will also sign the NDA with us to protect the data and in the sake of data privacy as well. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you, Fikri, for your question.
Thank you once again, Mr. Yudi, for your answer. Does anyone else have any questions? It was very interesting about the explanation about the importance of data in current industry and the implementation of data in the growth of company. Does anyone have any questions? Feel free to ask.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Perhaps someone want to unmute. We allow already to unmute themselves. Please feel free if you want to ask.
Do you want to talk about the cost of the program?
Sorry, who's talking? He's from, maybe you can mention your name and where you're from.
I'm Dipali and I'm from Sydney.
Hi, Dipali. Nice to meet you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
welcome. So we have two kinds of program. One is AI fellowship program, which is a total full scholarship and is obviously for free. And the second one is AI for business leader. So for the AI for business leader, currently we have a first batch, which is still for free. And later on from the second batch, we're going to see whether it is possible for us to uh, give a scholarship to people who are still interested. Sorry, I mean to people who's interested to become AI engineer or data scientist. And of course, later on, we also try to offer this program into a company where we can also try to monetize the program based on the company request. So if you like to join with our full scholarship program for fellowship, I encourage you to join because currently we are looking for a batch two. We already successfully have a batch one in the last year. So we are opening now for batch two. Yeah,
And this needs full-time commitment.
exactly. Yeah.
And is it only for graduates or people who are experienced can also join?
People who's experienced also can join. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for your question, Depali.
So, anyone still curious about our program or about data? Okay, feel free to unmute yourself. Miss Nadi, do you have any
All right.
question?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Okay. My name is Nada. I'm from Stockholm, Sweden. When you talk about full-time studying, I mean, first of all, is it online? And who is the target? Is it only people from Europe or all over the world? And when you talk about the full-time studying, is it like from 9 to 5 or which time? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Nada, for your question. When we're talking about full-time commitment, actually, we understand that the capability of time and um, region that currently our participant is not limited only into Europe. So far, based on the experience of batch one, we managed to cover European and Indonesian region, which is have a totally different time zone. So mostly that we give it back to the participants with when it will be the best time for them to join our training. For example, let's say now we have 6 hours per week, and of course for people who's already working or professional, they don't have time like 9 to 5, but they have like, let's say per day will be 1 hour, or maybe per day will be 2 hours, or perhaps in the weekend we'll try to accommodate with their needs. So we don't decide yet about how the duration, but we understand that the capability of our participants is limited, especially in time. So we give it back, and we give it back like a consensus. So we decided using either doodles or maybe with the Google Meet or something like this. So we can have a common agreement of our time duration for training. Yeah, yeah, welcome.
Okay, so do we have another questions? Okay. Mr. Dimas, you are pleased to unmute.
I have a question regarding. I saw in the slide that one of the rule is not under contract with other company. What if someone is under contract with other company, but he or she want to have change in career with this program? Is it possible to join? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gultom, for your questions. So I think you are pointed to slide for AI fellowship, right? So for the AI fellowship, currently we understand that the fresh graduate students or even the students, they don't have any contract with company or institution. So because the program itself lasted for around about 3 months, more or less. So we try to make them focus in our program because the program will be very intense due to the syllabus and material that we will try to keep to them. But for the people who's already working, we also have the additional program for AI for business leader, or for example, like you said, you want to switch the program. We'll try to also facilitate the people's, the professionals, I mean, to also capable to transform their career currently. Let's say now you are not working for technical things like programming or something, but you are working as a marketing or sales. Of course, data scientist does not mean that you only capable of working in technical area, but you're also capable of working in non-technical area, because the essence of data science is how you can understand, analyze the data using iterative method, and also you can explain to the stakeholder, which is later on more probably will only understand the visualization of your data, but the data behind the data analytic, you will try to always improve by time. So actually it's a two different program for AI fellowship and AI for business leaders. Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
So, do you still have any questions about our program or about data science?
Is there any registration process? As in, say, if I'm working full time and I want to join AI for the business leaders along with my full time job, how do I register for it?
Yes, thank you, Depali. So currently, actually, we already have a first batch for the data for the AI for business leader. But if you are interested, then we will include you in the second batch. Later on, Tariq or Normalita or our team will send it to you how to register. Perhaps you can send us your email address privately in the chat, and then we will contact you later on.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Yep, for more information regarding our program, you can send email to tariq.azmi@techbros.io, or we will send you email. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so as we have witnessed our speaker and our trainer delivering their insights regarding AI and data science, on behalf of Tech Bros, we are delighted to officially launch AI for business leaders.
Yeah. Thank you very much all for your attendance. So I wish you best of luck for the.
We are going to show video.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, then thank you very much, and I wish you have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.